few months ago, I wrote a book that is very impactful that nobody has heard about. I did not self publish it. I actually went through a publisher. Publishing company is called Jill Books. Um, but I think I would like to read a chapter to give you an insight about what it's about. And I guarantee you that once you start reading, you will not put it down. But it only takes about 2 hours to read the whole thing. Um, but it's worth it. Anyway, without further ado, this chapter is called The Day the Walls Bled. I woke up to chaos. Not yelling, not slamming doors. This was different. There were voices I didn't recognize, urgent, clinical, clipped. The sound of boots or hard shoes moving fast through the hallway, the low static murmur of a radio. There was an ambulance and a police car with its lights flashing, waiting at the curb. I stepped into the hallway and something told me not to go further. But I did. The bathroom door was open, and what I saw carved itself into my brain forever. Blood everywhere. On the walls, on the sink, splattered like someone had tried to paint with it. There was towel on the floor soaked through, red handprints on the doorframe. I didn't see her at first, but I knew. My mother had tried to leave this world, and I had been sleeping. They didn't let me in. They pushed past me. EMTs swarmed the space. I stood there, a little boy, maybe 6 years old, barefoot, quiet, and watching. And here's the part no one ever asks about. I didn't cry. Not one tear. Not because I was strong, not because I didn't care. I didn't cry because I'd already learned that emotions don't save you. Tears didn't stop the yelling, and they never softened the fists. My face, stricken with grief, was never going to change the outcome. So I stood there, small and silent, doing what I had already been trained to do. Shut down. Kids are supposed to cry when something awful happens. That's human, that's healthy. But when you grow up the way I did, your body figures out how to survive by skipping all that. You learn to turn off. Because breaking down would have made me visible. And being visible, that's dangerous. And then, like a bad dream that decides it's not done, she came back. Not days later. It felt like hours. Maybe a little more. She walked back into the house with both wrists wrapped in thick white bandages, like it was nothing. No explanation, no apology, no breakdown, no healing. She acted like she had just come back from a trip to the grocery store, like the blood wasn't still stained into the grout lines, like I hadn't stood in the hallway, frozen, in the doorway of her exit attempt. She made dinner. She washed dishes. She never said a word about it. Her deafening silence was its own kind of violence. Lesson 3. When the caregiver bleeds. We talk about childhood trauma like it's a collection of bruises and broken bones, but this was psychological shrapnel. Seeing the one person who was supposed to protect me not want to live anymore, that shattered something deeper than fear. It made me question everything. Was it me? Was I not enough to stay for? Was this how broken love could become? It wasn't until much later that I learned her pain didn't start with me. But as a child, you don't have that kind of wisdom. You only have the silence, the questions, and the blood on the walls. That was the day I learned that even mothers, especially mothers, can be lost long before they're gone. And the children that they leave behind, we're left trying to stitch together reasons from pieces that don't fit. It's just a small chapter of the book. I know it's a little heavy, but I try not to put a lot of fluff in it. I want people to learn. Everything in life has a lesson. And survival is only about perspective. Stay in love. Stay in peace.